Good evening, Hul Johar, Jai Bhim. I am Ishan Lal and I welcome you to the channel AMBEDKARNAMA GLOBAL. So, again, we have Chandra Bhan Prasad with us. This is 3 times in a row. So, yeah, the topic for today's discussion will be Budget 2023. Budget 2023 came out on 2nd Feb 2023, and in this video, we'll be exploring how Chandra Bhan Prasad, the Dalit ideologue, perceives the budget 2023 and how it is going to impact the Dalit middle class and what is it in the light of Ambedkarism. So without any further ado, so sir, how do you see the budget?
Well, budget is...
What do you think it to be?
Budget is an annual exercise. How much taxes you are going to collect this year and how are you going to spend. And if there is a mismatch, often there will be some deficit. So every government tries to minimize that deficit because then you have to borrow money from market and elsewhere as well. So that's a normal exercise. And then you have subsidies, tax on income. These all have become almost rituals. But there are certain broader signals from this budget. See, far past, since this government came, there has been some amount of symbolism in the budget presentation. First, the budget paper is not brought inside Parliament in suitcase. Suitcase symbolizes some kind of Western values.
Yeah.
So it has been, now papers are dressed in traditional Baniya way, red clothing. That began, and then halwa was added, a sweetener. That's a typical upper caste religious ritual.
Okay.
That has been brought into this budget presentation style. This year, it is a warning. I would take it as a warning, because Finance Minister says this is a Amrit Kal budget. Kal is epoch, era.
Epoch, yeah.
All things in this nature exist in relation to something else. Fire, water, day, night, truth, untruth, men, women. All things exist in relation to something else. So, Amrit Kal, what is this new epoch? This is a budget in Amrit Kal. So there is a relationship between Amrit and Vish, poison.
Opposites.
And there is a mythical story that in Samudra Manthan, there were two things that were discovered. One was Amrit, other was Vish.
Right.
Vish was given to Rakshasas, Dalits, and Amrit was taken by Dvijas, Savarna upper caste.
Twice born, upper.
Twice born. So, this Amrit Kal, this new epoch of Dvijas, must be in relation to some epoch. Is that the epoch of Vish, poison, that belonged to Dalits, Because in the past 70 years,
Yeah.
the past 70 years has been, in my understanding, an epoch of Dalits in this country. A Dalit middle class has come into being. Dalits are fairly emancipated, though attacks on Dalits are there. Caste system is still there, but it cannot operate the way it operated before. One might hate me in Delhi, but cannot kick me out from a restaurant.
Yes.
So Dalits had claimed that public space, and BJP and RSS are the only organized group, organized entities that believe that the past 70 years has been sinful. So if this is Amrit Kal budget, then it must be vis-a-vis some other Kal, epoch, and that I'm arguing that can be the Vish Kal, the poison. What BJP thinks, in that Vish Kal, untouchables, historic opponents of touchables have made their way. So this is first ever open declaration, announcement by the BJP government that now we are in an Amrit Kal, and Amrit belongs to Dvija, so it's a Dvija budget.
So it means that poison is being fed to the Dalit middle class.
Yeah,
In some way.
So if there is Amrit, there must be Vish. Poison, Vish. To us, Vish was our life. In the past 70 years, we enjoyed that Vish. Poison.
Point.
To them, they couldn't digest that. The Dvijas cannot digest poison. Dalits have been playing with poison either by their own will or by force, most likely by force. So this Amrit Kal must be in relation to some Kal, that is the Dalit Kal, that is the past 70 years is a Dalit Kal, and this is now upper caste Kal.
Okay.
So that must be clear.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to budget allocation, even during this Kal, Dalits were hardly consulted by governments. As far as I can see, Dalits were hardly consulted. If they were consulted, I do not know. So this government hasn't consulted Dalits as well, I would assume. So what Dalit wants and what budget gives to Dalits, there may be mismatch. For instance, this stupid government policy that is called where 2.2% of budgetary allocation, all ministries have to spend 2.2% on special component plan. This is there for decades. I am yet to find a Dalit person who says that he is beneficiary of a special component plan. This is most mysterious and most nonsensical state policy. It operates in a very mystical manner, and it's notional, like Department of Central Public Works is given, say, 1,000 crore. So 2.2% must go to special component plan. The assumption is that when PWD spends money, it must be employing a good number of Dalit workers. So it is a notional. There is no clear documentation that these many Dalits were involved, and Dalits were involved for this particular period of time, and that this much money was spent on them. So you often hear that the particular department could not spend money allocated on this front, and money has been returned to the government because it has remained unspent. So government has gone as usual, has allocated some 150 lakh crore or so. And this money, major part, I suspect, will come back again to the government treasury. Because there is this mysterious scheme doesn't reach Dalit. So why to waste this much of money when Dalits cannot figure out that this scheme benefits which section of Dalit, which Dalit individual has got benefited from this scheme.
But it is worth mentioning that despite not getting benefits of this scheme, no Dalit is ready to take up this issue.
I don't know why Dalit middle class has not given a thought over it, and I would suggest that the state treasury, the money that is spent on Dalits, the most important scheme is called post-matric scholarship.
Post-matric scholarship.
All Dalits, all tribals of my time have benefited from this scheme that is applicable after high school, for graduation, post-graduation, engineering, medical, polytechnic, other all kinds of education. Central government gives money to state governments as per the demand of state governments, and state governments acts as a postman and delivers scholarships to Dalit students all over India after high school. Till high school, it is the duty of state government. So this is a central budget, but there is a ceiling limit that if a Dalit student is seeking admission in class 11th or in BSc, MSc, BTech, MBBS, if his parents' income is beyond 2.5 lakh or beyond 2 lakh, then that candidate is not eligible.
Yes, I've seen this.
I have just heard that the income ceiling has been relaxed, and it has now the ceiling point is 6 lakh rupees.
Yes, it is, yes.
A year. 6 lakhs means what? 50,000 rupees. The primary school teachers get their first salary nearly that much. That means children of primary school teachers will also not be eligible for these scholarships. There is enough historical evidence to show that Dalits have been denied the right to education for centuries. Dalits have been denied to enter businesses. So why to fix this income ceiling clause if the motive is not to hurt Dalit education? So I would suggest that scrap this mysterious special component plan and scrap income ceiling. Open it to all Dalits in all stages of education. And we have a state capitalism that is written by Baba Sahib Ambedkar.
Yes, we are.
We have such a huge public sector. We have banks, public sector banks. Reserve Bank was set up on the advice of Baba Sahib Ambedkar.
Yes.
So the state treasury belongs to Dalits first. Because the Indian constitution has historic duty to eliminate caste through its policies and programs. And in all the civilizations, education has been the greatest emancipator of all kinds of people. So if Dalits have to undergo experience, enjoy this process of emancipation, education is the greatest tool.
Yes.
But this bloody income tax ceiling does not allow Dalit parents to give their kids better education. Now, most of technical education, medical education is now available in private colleges. I have members in my family, they are studying engineering in private colleges, and the minimum expense in 4 years is 15 lakh rupees, and it can go beyond 30 lakh in 4 years.
40, 50 is too.
50 is too, 50 lakh too. So how do Dalit parents manage education of their children if this bloody income tax ceiling is not removed? But since Amrit Kal, this epoch of Amrit is swelling the Vish Kal, the epoch of Dalits. Earlier it was being done for the past 7 years in a very silent manner. Even the Congress experience wasn't very radically different, but at least Congress people would listen to your complaints.
Yes, yes.
Now it is an open announcement that this budget belongs to Dujas, twice born, and India has entered a new epoch of
Amrit Kal.
So this is an open declaration before we were suspecting of it. Yeah.
So this Amrit Kal budget is directly a barrier to Dalit education and a favorite point, Dalit capitalism too.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, so as sir mentioned about state capitalism, you can see the first interview with Chandra Bhan Prasad which AMBEDKARNAMA GLOBAL did. In that, Chandra Bhan Prasad explains state capitalism in detail. And moving on with our interview, so sir, Ambedkar was a multi-dimensional personality.
Right.
He was an economist and lawyer by profession, but he wrote a history too. He was an active politician too. He was an intellectual giant. And his ideology is called Ambedkarism in today's day. And Ambedkarism actually imbibes everything. Economics, politics, philosophy, history. So how do you see this budget in the light of Ambedkarism?
See, Amrit Kal would upset dreams of Ambedkar.
Yes.
Ambedkar knew it very well that education is one thing that was denied for untouchables for ages. So he focused on education. Now the government's focus is anti-Dalit education. There is evidence now. So now Dalits will have to fight. Dalit middle class has to rethink that why bloody this 6 lakh rupees is what a primary school teacher's salary.
Yes, annual salary.
Yeah, your dad cannot educate you, and then you have a overseas fellowship where if your income is 8 lakh rupees, you are not entitled to apply for that. In any given society in Asia, for instance, or Africa, children of the upper middle class or elite
Yes.
go for studies abroad. UK, US, Canada, even Australia, New Zealand. Why should the government think that upper Dalit middle class need not be supported for their kids' education abroad? And we have been writing, but there is no taker, that there must be a minimum of 1,000 overseas fellowships for Dalits and 700 or so for tribal students. And income tax ceiling should be scrapped. So that should be the urge of Dalit middle class, and they should raise this issue so that by next year, when the elections take place, there is a demand coming out from every Dalit home that education is our greatest tool of emancipation, and government must suspend this mysterious scheme and shift that money on Dalits education, and then after that entrepreneurship and all these things. That is not. That doesn't seem to be happening. In fact, the Ambedkar will go even deeper and may sabotage dreams of Dalits
And Ambedkar.
and Ambedkar both.
Yeah, so Ambedkar said educate, agitate,
Yes.
organize.
Yes.
But this Amritkal budget is
Yes.
being a barrier to first step, educate.
Yes.
But still we see that there is no agitation in the Dalit middle class, and we again come to the same point.
Yes. This is Dalits themselves will have to answer.
And they should think about it too also.
Think.
They don't
Yes.
think, that's the first point.
Yeah. So maybe your platform reaches out to the enlightened English-speaking Dalit middle
Upper
class.
middle class.
Yes, that education is their best way of getting out from this hellish caste order, and English education is the greatest tool against Manu Dharma. It can be the greatest tool against Amritkal. So now the fight is between Vishkal and Amritkal.
Amritkal.
Yeah.
And this is also that thing. Acting as a barrier for Dalit capitalism, as I said. So
Yes.
education is also a tool to have Dalit capitalism and
Yes.
make Dalit society a more enlightened
Both
economically and
both will
educated.
go together.
Yeah, both are hand in hand.
Yes.
As you said that black capitalists achieved capitalism first
Yes.
before Obama.
Yes.
Okay. So as sir,
Obama was preceded by a black capitalism.
yeah, that's why. But we do not see the same in India.
No, not at all.
Why? Again, the Dalit middle class has to answer.
Has to answer.
Yeah, they should
And
think
it's
about
good
it.
that young people like you and young platform, these new platforms like AMBEDKARNAMA Global will fill that gap.
I do hope for that too.
Yeah.
I do
yeah.
hope for that. And as a last question, one more question, that Dalit society is being represented in a very weak manner, economically backward manner, but still they are able to give donations of, as far as I am able to remember, about 21 crores. So from where does that money come? And they are
See, these Dalit mission that defines Dalit agenda, their aims, objectives, is not from a university educated leaders. In all the societies, the best educated lead the community.
they are think tanks.
They are the think tanks.
Yeah.
In India, the most talented Dalits get shoved in by UPSC, then public sector,
Engineering.
engineering, medicine, and those who do not fit anywhere, they become Dalit thinkers and Dalit philosophers, activists, So that's a tragedy for the community.
So they say you have to be a Hukmaran.
Yes. Yes.
Hukmaran in what sense?
What sense?
They do not know.
Dalits have been, Dalit middle class, a section of that has been harping of becoming a ruling power. Meanwhile, Amrit Kal has begun soiling the Dalit Kal, that is Vish Kal, the 70 years Vish Kal.
Yes, then again, sir, who is to be questioned? Is it Chandra Bhan Prasad and Ishan Lal speaking English? Or is it that Amrit Kal and some pan-Indian associations which need to answer these questions?
See, the English-speaking Dalit middle class has to lead this battle.
Yeah, they have to.
Yes.
And their associations too have to answer these questions.
Their associations should take lessons from what educated Dalit middle class is saying.
Okay.
Nowhere in the world Varna educated class leads society. Look at Obama. Obama's educational background. Look at Junior King's educational background. Look at Washington T. Booker's educational background. Look at our own Baba Sahib's background.
Yes.
So, English-speaking Dalit middle class has to take this battle ahead. Otherwise, Amrit Kal will
swallow everything,
including this republic.
Oh yes. That's an important point.
Yes.
So thank you, sir, for your time
on
welcome.
This channel. Most welcome.
And he is Chandra Bhan Prasad on AMBEDKARNAMA GLOBAL. And we meet in the next video with some other topic, and there's a lesson for you too, that you should ask your pan-Indian associations to answer your questions, to answer for your losses on your part. Thank you. You are watching AMBEDKARNAMA Global. Jai Bhim. Good night.